and change laws that are outdated.
In the same vein, let's talk about the monster we don't like to name, drug abuse. In 2018, over 14 million Nigerians between the ages of 15 and 64 used drugs. And the alarming part, over half were under 35.
In 2019, about 20% of our lifespan is determined purely by genetic factors. In fact, a world-renowned geneticist, Dr. Francis Collins, said, and I quote, "Genetics slows the gun, environment pulls the trigger." So I ask you, if you're already holding a loaded gun at birth, how many push-ups or supplements can really save you?
How can a 14-year-old who still asks for money on a Monday morning be expected to evaluate who to vote for? Secondary school students do not yet have the emotional maturity to handle making informed decisions at the polls. For
My colleague might argue that the legal framework and current laws in Nigeria do not support the only voting age to include secondary school students. However, laws are made to serve people. We have the power to challenge and change laws that are outdated.
In the same vein, let's talk about the monster we don't like to name, drug abuse. In 2018, over 14 million Nigerians between the ages of 15 and 64 used drugs. And the alarming part, over half were under 35.
In 2019, about 20% of our lifespan is determined purely by genetic factors. In fact, a world-renowned geneticist, Dr. Francis Collins, said, and I quote, "Genetics slows the gun, environment pulls the trigger." So I ask you, if you're already holding a loaded gun at birth, how many push-ups or supplements can really save you?
how can a 14-year-old
Good morning. Good day, everyone. I can't hear us. Good day, everyone. Welcome to this debate grand finale, organized by we had the first round, the second. My name is Mrs. Amuson Okpeyemi. I'll be your moderator for today. A round of applause for myself. Okay, before we begin, let's acknowledge the great minds behind the success of this competition. Let's join our hands as we clap our hands for our sponsors and our distinguished guests. We have our guests seated. We have Mr. Bello Muindin, the president of Oroki Crystal. A round of applause. Thank you for coming, sir. All right, I will introduce the director of Edu TV Nigeria, in person of Mr. Oluwafemi Oluwale Musonde. A round of applause for him. We also introduce the crew members, the cameraman, Mr. Afolabi John. A round of applause for him. Okay, we'll introduce the judges. But before we do that, I will introduce the schools that will be doing justice to the topic today. We have Kings and Queen Academy. A round of applause. And we have Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove. A round of applause for them. Okay, to go straight to the chief speaker for Kings and Queen Academy, we have the chief speaker, Queen Haishat Akombi. Please, a round of applause for her. The second speaker, Queen Temidun Lawrence. Thank you. Then we have Treasure Trove, the team B. Kings and Queen is team A. The judges, please note that. Treasure Trove, we have the chief speaker, Shola Dada Anjola Oluwa. A round of applause for her. Then we have the second speaker, Komolafe Esther. Please, we can encourage them. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, to introducing the motion and the themes, we've done that. The motion for this theme is online education can replace traditional classroom learning. Let's read it again. The motion for this debate is online education can replace traditional learning. The Kings and Queens schools will be 4. Am I right? Why the Treasure Trove will be against the motion. But before we commence, I will introduce our judges that will be doing justice to this. We have Mrs. Awoniyi. A round of applause for her. We have Mrs. Ajiboye. Please keep clapping. We can signify by raising up our hands, please. Mr. Olani Kende. A round of applause for him. And we have Mrs. Olatunji. A round of applause for her. I want you to sit back and enjoy. Please learn something. That is the main thing we have. Let's learn something. We hand over to the judges now. Clap. A round of applause for them.
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. You are all welcome to today's grand finale of this debate session. And my name is Mrs. Awoni Mayokun. I'll be the chief judge of this debate session, and I have my co-judges with me. With me here, I have Mrs. Ajiboye. I also have Mr. Olani Ikende, and I also have Mrs. Oluwale Imu. So we are the judges for today's debate session. And there are some criteria by which we shall be judging this debate session. And the criteria goes thus. We have the content. The first is the content. And under your content, we have the understanding of the topic. How well do you understand the topic? Are you able to tackle the topic well? That is what we mean by understanding of the topic. Also, we have the arguments and evidence. Your arguments and your evidence. Do you have evidence to support your arguments? And your evidence must be factual, so to say. Also, we have the rebuttals. We have the rebuttals, and we also have the originality. That is, in whatever you say here, you have to be original. You have to be original as speakers. The next thing we shall be looking at is the delivery. We have the delivery of your content. That is, under the delivery, we have your confidence and your poise. How confident are you? And how balanced are you on the stage? So you have to show us your confidence and your balance. Don't go off balance on the stage. So that means you have to do away with stage frights, please. Then also we have the voice clarity and audibility. Forget about the mic. Make sure your voice is clear and audible enough. You can do away with the mic. Just make sure your voice is clear and audible enough. Then also we shall be looking at the fluency. Under your delivery, we shall be looking at your fluency. How fluent are you? How fluent are you in your grammar, vocabularies, and the likes? Also, we shall be judging you based on your organization. Here we have your structure. We have your structure. We have your flow of ideas. That is, one idea must lead to the other idea. And also we have the timing. As you can see, we have a time moderator on the table here. We want to check how time conscious you are. Are you able to manage your time well? That is what we mean by timing. And also we shall be looking at your language use. We shall be looking at your language use. Under these, we shall be looking at your grammar and your vocabulary. That is, your grammar must be correct. You must be able to speak correct grammar, and your grammar must be also rich. Sorry, your vocabulary must be rich. And having said all, I want to declare this debate session open without wasting our time. Okay, for the chief speaker, under your timing, the chief speaker, the time allotted to you is 7 minutes. 7 minutes for chief speaker, supporting speaker 5 minutes, and your rebuttals is 3 minutes. So please make sure you manage your time well. And I will be inviting the chief speaker from the supporting side. Thank you.
To keep this discussion clear and relatable, I'll be using Nigeria as the basis. Even if shared, a child in Zamfara or Borno can access the same learning materials as a child in urban Lagos. You see, the beautiful thing about online learning is that nobody can take it away from you. To illustrate, during the COVID-19 lockdown, when school closed nationwide, traditional classroom failed, but online platforms like Educative, U-Lesson, and Google Classroom stepped in, ensuring learning continuity to hundreds of thousands of students. According to UNESCO, about 1.6 million children were out of school due to the COVID-19 pandemic 2020. But online learning allowed many to continue learning, the learning that adapts to students, not the other way around. Online education is more cost-effective. Beyond accessibility, we must face a painful truth. Education is becoming more unaffordable for families. An average Nigerian student pays between 100,000 naira to 3,000 naira for tuition alone. Add the cost of transportation, hostel fees, textbooks, and strikes that put school year necessarily, and you find a system that demands more money than value. That is why we have men on the streets dropping out of school to financial pressure. But online education changes that completely. That's the case of now. National Open University of Nigeria, which provides quality degree services through blended online learning, often less than the third of the cost of traditional learning in Nigeria. Students home at their without avoiding costly expenses like accommodation and education. Furthermore, one of the major weaknesses of traditional learning is that it cannot keep up with demand. According to JAMB, about 30% of applicants gain admission into tertiary institutions or universities. 30% are left behind, not because they are not qualified, but because there are not enough classrooms or teachers to accommodate. But online learning removes this bottleneck. For example, Harvard University CS50 have taught millions of children globally, a scale that no physical classroom can manage. Similarly, now about 600,000 students, most of them learning remotely. Traditional universities like Unilag or ABU, we take to reach that number. However, online platforms are powered by cutting-edge tech, from AI-powered tutoring on Newton to virtual labs by science experiments, write codes, and even get personalized feedbacks, all from a respected adjudicators. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot ignore the disruption that plagued the traditional system of learning in Nigeria, from ASU strikes to insecurity in the north, even natural disasters. Millions of our Nigerian children are pushed out of school each year. Wait. The truth is, crises are part of our reality, but education should not be their victim. One of the major flaws of traditional learning is what Paulo Freire called the banking system of education. In this system, teachers often deposit knowledge into passive students as if they are empty vessels or banks. Students are not given the opportunity to question, think critically, or relate what they learn to reality. This approach often reduces learning to memorization and obedience rather than understanding and empowerment. That is why we have garbage in, garbage out. That is why this outdated system is no longer effective, preparing students for a dynamic, complex world compared to online education. And that is why we have many students, many graduates on the streets, tagged unemployable. As it does set, let this final word be of great importance. Traditional teaching of serve yesterday means outdated skills and still knowledge. We deserve a kitchen that works for everyone, feeds every child without fail. Why stick to an old stove when a new kitchen awaits? Once again, by appellation, I remain Queen Aishat Akombi. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I'll be inviting the chief speaker from the opposing side.
This debate is not just about technology versus tradition. It is about the quality of education. And I strongly believe that real education requires real people, real experience, and real spaces. Good day, distinguished chairman, honorable panel of judges, esteemed timekeeper, my worthy opponents, and intelligent audience. My name is Shaladada Angela Olua, a student of Trove schools, and I stand here today not just to oppose, but to completely dismantle the motion that claims online education can replace traditional classroom learning. No, it cannot, it should not, and it must not. Why? Because the heartbeat of education is not pixels, Wi-Fi, and pre-recorded videos. The heartbeat of education is human interaction. It's the presence of real teachers, the community of classmates, and the living, breathing energy that can only be found inside the walls of a real classroom. It is important to note the role of a teacher. A teacher is not just someone who talks. A teacher observes, understands, feels, and responds. Can an app see the fear in a student's eyes? Can a screen tell if you are scared or upset? No, but a teacher can pause, walk up to you, smile, and say, "Don't worry, I'll explain again." In physical learning, a teacher does not only teach the mind, but also teaches the heart. A teacher teaches empathy, discipline, friendship, and confidence. Can online education do that? Ladies and gentlemen, when we say we want to replace real teachers with devices, we are not improving education, we are weakening it. Furthermore, let's consider the issue of discipline. How many of us can say online education has made us more focused? During online classes, students can just turn off their microphones, switch off their cameras, or go scrolling through Instagram during class, with no teachers watching, no classmates sitting beside you learning, and no classroom rules set on ground. The average students can become lazy, distracted, and disconnected. But with a traditional classroom, there is routine, order, and respect. Education with no structure is like a car with no steering wheels. Yeah, it can move, but it will crash. Moreover, the digital divide is real. Now, let's bring it back home to Nigeria. Do we all have phones, laptops, and tablets? Do we all have unlimited internet? And do we all have constant electricity? The answer is a loud no, we do not. Millions of children living across Nigeria in rural areas do not have electricity, internet, and do not have money to afford digital devices. So if we say we want to replace traditional classroom learning with online education, we are basically saying only the rich deserve to learn. That is not education. That is exclusion. That is not innovation. That is injustice. In fact, education should not only be practicalized, should not only be theoretical, it should also be practicalized. How can you learn chemistry without a laboratory? How can you learn home economics without a kitchen? And can you truly learn agriculture by watching some corns grow on YouTube? No, you cannot. Real education happens when you feel, touch, smell, and do. It happens when your hands are deep in the soil, when you mix chemicals together, and when you practice what you have learned. Lastly, but most importantly, social growth and mental health becomes lost. School is not just a place of books. School teaches friendship and life lessons. When a child is isolated at home, staring into a screen all day, their mental health suffers. Depression increases, loneliness creeps in. The child may forget how to interact with others or communicate effectively. Classroom teaches how to stand tall, speak loud, share ideas, and listen to others. Classroom teaches us how to be humans. My ever-listening audience and judges, let's not be deceived by the flash of technology. Yes, online education is helpful, but it is a tool. It's not a teacher. It can support, but it can never replace. Saying online education can replace traditional classroom learning is like saying a picture of a meal can replace a real meal. Yes, it looks good, but it can never satisfy. Having said all this, let us not build a future where children grow up learning from screen. Let's not forget the power of the whiteboard and the teacher that stands in front of us saying, don't worry, you can do this. I stand against this motion. I stand for real education, and I stand for the future. Thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's welcome on stage the second speaker from the affirmative school.
Let me take you to a small village in Bauchi State, where 15-year-old Amina once trekked over 5 kilometers, I repeat, over 5 kilometers every day, just to attend an overcrowded public school with no electricity, no textbooks, and teachers for over 200 students. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, our school shut down indefinitely. Amina sat at home, discouraged and disconnected. But then, something remarkable happened. A neighbor introduced her to an online educational app called ULesson. With a shared smartphone and solar power charger, Amina began to study at her pace, and later went on to score the highest in our community in the NECO exams, all without stepping foot back in the physical classroom. Amina's story is not just emotional, it's transformational, and this is happening in Nigeria. Following the eloquence of my chief speaker, High Queen Temdu Lawrence from the esteemed Kings and Queens Academy, I step forward with purpose and pride. I stand in favor of the motion, online education can replace traditional classroom learning. In this debate, I'll prove to you that how I believe in this motion is not just valid, it's visionary. To begin with, online education accelerates skills acquisition and employability. Gentlemen and ladies, in today's fast-moving digital economy, skills are more valuable than certificates. Online education is the fastest path to skill acquisition. Traditional Nigerian schools still teach outdated syllabi, relying heavily on rote memorization. Meanwhile, online exposes one to skills that employers actually want. A 2020 report by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group revealed 70% of Nigeria graduates are unemployed or underemployed, many lacking relevant 21st century skills. Yes, online education allows young learners to learn coding, data analysis, digital marketing, and more, without needing for hassle to call off another strike. In addition, online education empowers teachers and reduces burnout. Honorable judges, as many may argue, replacing classroom learning means replacing teachers. It doesn't replace them, it empowers them.
In Nigeria, for instance, many public and private school sectors, many public and private school teachers are overworked, underpaid, and under-resourced. According to UBEC, the national teachers to students ratio in public primary schools is as high as 1:70 in some states. Online education helps solve this by allowing teachers to record lessons once, teach thousands, use digital grading tools, and save time on administrative work. In the same vein, online education promotes independency and self-driven learners. Traditional classroom learning often creates dependency. Students passively wait for instructions, rarely thinking critically. But online education cultivates independency, a critical life skill. With the help of online education, students can be able to manage their time, review their works as many times as needed. This is especially important in Nigeria, where overcrowded classrooms leave little room for one-on-one attention or student-led inquiry. Furthermore, online education is environmentally sustainable and logistically smarter. In Lagos alone, thousands of buses and cars carry students across the city daily, contributing to traffic congestion, noise, and carbon emission. Online education dramatically reduces the burden. A 2022 study by the Nigerian Energy Commission estimated that online learning could cut educational carbon emission by up to 70% in urban areas. Thus, as we stand at the final thought of this rhetorical journey, the evidence leads us irrevocably to one truth. We don't have to wait for the future. It's already here. Honorable judges, respected audience, from Amina in Bauchi to thousands of students on U-Lesson and Google Classroom, one thing is clear. Students across the globe are learning, but they are no longer waiting for the classrooms to do it. Education is affordable, accessible, flexible, scalable, skill-driven, environmentally friendly, and empowering. Not only for learners, but for educators too. Honorable adjudicators, gentlemen and ladies, all vibrant mindset present here today, as well as online viewers. While the chalkboard may have taught us well, it is the screen that will take us further. Online education isn't just a substitute, it is an evolution. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we shall be inviting the second speaker from the opposing school.
Standing on existing protocol, my name is Komalafe Esther, and I stand on this platform to also oppose the motion that online education can replace traditional classroom learning. Let's call a spade a spade. Like my chief speaker has said, online learning may be a tool, but it's not a substitute for the real classroom experience. It's like saying a phone call can replace a face-to-face conversation with your mom. Let me take you through some points that proves without any doubt that online learning can never replace traditional classroom learning. To begin with, education is not just about textbooks or tests. It is about connection, communication, and correction. In traditional classrooms, students engage with their teachers and classmates face to face. This physical interaction builds confidence, sharpens social skills, and fosters competition. Imagine a child struggling with math. In a classroom, the teacher can immediately notice their confusion and walk up to them and say, "Let me explain this in another way." This moment of compassion is powerful. It builds trust and motivates the child to keep trying. In fact, research by the UNESCO in 2022 revealed that students in physical classrooms develop higher emotional intelligence and communication skills compared to those who study online. Why? Because real human connection breeds growth. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you build an army with a bunch of lazy, disorganized soldiers? No. That's why discipline and routine are essential in education. Traditional classroom teaches students to wake up early, wear uniforms, walk into their classroom, follow timetables, and submit their assignments in person. This routine builds discipline, focus, and time management. While in an online platform, a student can just roll out of bed, wear pajamas, turn off the camera, and pretend to be present while watching TikTok by the side. Traditional classroom builds order, while online learning just creates comfort and comfort. It's a dangerous enemy of progress. Moving on, no man island, and no students can learn in isolation. In traditional classroom, students don't just learn from their teachers, they learn from each other. Think of a group project. In a traditional classroom, students can brainstorm ideas, delegate, work together, and even fight over who is not pulling the weight. All these build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills. All this cannot happen in an online platform. There, many students just copy and paste work into WhatsApp or Google Documents. There is no synergy, no energy, and no personal investment. To buttress my stand, I would like to also talk about the digital divide. While some students have fast Wi-Fi, tablets, and quiet place to learn, some are battling with broken phones, noisy environment, and power failure. For instance, during the COVID-19 down, in many Nigerian villages, some students couldn't attend online learning at all. Some had to listen to radio lessons, and some missed a whole year of school, while their mates in urban city continued learning online. So how can we say online learning is a replacement when everybody can't even access it? These tangible points, Mr. Chairman, my panel of judges, and everybody present here today. Online learning may be a tool, but it's not a teacher. It may offer convenience, but it does not build character. It may deliver content, but it does not build a community. Let us not confuse a supplement with a substitute. Let's also not replace the flesh and blood with wires and screen. Let us not replace the heartbeat of education with the cold silence of technology. Therefore, with every drop of conviction, I declare that online education cannot, will not, and should not replace traditional classroom learning. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we shall be moving straight to the revolters. And for the revolters, we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Please, you are welcome on stage.
Standing existing protocol is Queen Aishat Akombi from the esteemed Kings and Queens Academy. According to Nelson Mandela, he said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. But weapons do evolve. As always were once the fastest means of travel, cars are now the fastest means of travel. So, lay the foundation. Online learning can still make education a better place. While some might argue that discipline is not present in online learning, discipline is truly present. There are some online platforms that use analytics to monitor and track students' time management, mark attendance, and even add dashboards into their webinars to monitor if the students are really focusing or not. And you can say that the students cannot perform science experiments on online platform, but that is outdated thinking. Virtual labs by Lifestyle often conduct science experiments and even biology, design programs, and even biology, chemistry, some science experiments can be conducted through online learning by 3D stimulations. If you talk of discipline, we see is discipline still present in traditional learning? We hear of teachers punishing the student or disciplining the student, and the parents come to school the next morning. So how can you still say that discipline is still present in traditional schools? Also, you might also argue that I'm still a factor of product of traditional learning, but that doesn't mean I'm confined by the chalk and boards in the classroom. I've taken some steps beyond. I go for coding class online or digital marketing online. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, I have presented facts, reasons, and values behind my stance. I now stand against the motion, confident that the truth needs no defense beyond what has already been said. Once again, by nomenclature, I remain Queen Aishat Akombi.
The rebuttal from the opposing school.
Standing on existing protocol, my name is Shola Dada Angela Olua. My co-debaters argue that online education is the future, it is safe, it is modern, and it's flexible. But the truth is, no matter how advanced technology becomes, it can never replace the power of social learning, social interactions, face-to-face learning, and discipline. Screens cannot teach empathy, pixels cannot guide on discipline, and artificial intelligence cannot replace real teachers. Artificial intelligence cannot replace real teachers. In online education, students can't really get punished for not doing their assignments or for behaving badly, but in a traditional classroom, and this is what improves discipline and makes the child to be more responsible. And that is why I strongly stand against this motion. In conclusion, I hope I've provided compelling reasons to consider that online education can never replace traditional classroom learning. Thank you.
Thank you to all the debaters. You've all done well. And now we've come to the end of this Group A debate session. Now we shall be moving straight to Group B debate session. Thank you.
Good morning once again, our seated audience. Good morning once again. We thank you for your patience. All right, before we proceed, I will like the first group that participated now, that did the Group A. Please, there will be impromptu debates. So be prepared. Impromptu debates. There will be impromptu debate speech. So be prepared. Speech, yeah. All right. Moving on, we have those two schools that will be doing justice to the topic again. Roseville International School. A round of applause for them. Please appreciate them. Thank you. And we have the Shogbo Grammar School. Thank you. We have the chief speaker for the Roseville International School. We have Justina Akinloye. A round of applause. We have the second speaker, Jemima Oladeji. A round of applause for her. We also introduce our teacher, Miss Alao Mary from the Roseville International School. Oshogbo Grammar School. We have the chief speaker, Babalola Fatima Anolua. A round of applause. Thank you. We have the second speaker, Alabi Boluwatife. Please appreciate her. Okay, teacher from Oshogbo Grammar School, we have Mr. Femi Awoni. A round of applause for him. Thank you. Okay, our judges will the same, Mrs. Awoni, Mrs. Ajiboye, Mr. Olani Ikende, and we have Mrs. Olatunji. A round of applause for them. We have our guest too seated, Mr. Bello Muidin. Thank you for your patience. President of Oroki Crystal Club. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you so much. I also want to introduce the teachers too. Other teachers from other schools. We have from the Kings and Queen, we have Mr. Matthias Daniel. Please, a round of applause. Mrs. Ogunremi and Mrs. Adeniji. Thank you. Over to the judges.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming to the debate event this morning. We are glad to have you all, from the speakers to the schools to the teachers. My name is Olani Ikendi Olamide, and I'll be the chief judge for this session. I have with me my co-judges, Mrs. Awoni to my right, and Mrs. Ajiboye to my left. And also on my right, I have the time moderator, Mrs. Oluwaleimu. So, to cut to the chase, we have criteria that we would employ as judges in today's session, or in this morning's session. Before me, I have the content. Yes, we'll be judging you based on the content of your arguments. I mean, your understanding of the topic, your arguments and evidences as you are providing them, and your originality. Also, we have your delivery. Yes, we'll be judging your delivery, I mean, your confidence and your poise. How confident you are in delivering your points, and how poised you are. We would also be looking into the clarity of your voice and your audibility. We wouldn't like where the situation where you would make your arguments and we would not be able to take it in because we can't hear you as much. So don't be nervous. Communicate clearly, please. And also, we'll be looking out for your fluency, the structure of your ideas, the flow of your ideas, and importantly, your timing. Because as debaters, you must see to it that you keep to time. We're all time conscious here. Your grammar and your vocabulary will also be judged. We'll be looking out for the richness in your vocabulary and the grammatical correctness of your language. Also, your teamwork, that is your coordination and your role fulfillment, will also be judged. I think I will just now. Okay, so we are going right into it now, and I would like the first speaker from the affirmative school to step forward and give your points.
let's stop pretending this is 1995. This is 2025. The future is live, the world's gone wide, and tech is our guide. Online learning is the learning that takes place over the internet, while traditional learning is a setting in which students sit in rows and listen to a single teacher following a fixed schedule. So before I begin, I want you to picture something. Close your eyes. Yes, even you, my opponent. Just for 5 seconds. Imagine a girl, not in a classroom, no school, no chalkboard, no textbooks, just a small phone and a huge dream. And yet, she's learning from a Harvard professor, coding an app, crushing mathematics under a mango tree in Makoko. This isn't science fiction. This isn't a fiction. This is a revolution you can hold in your. This is online education. This is reality. Respected judges, honorable teachers, brilliant opponents, impartial timekeeper, and every soul that believes in the power of education. In case you are wondering who dares bring this truth, this voice, this digital choir, I'm Justina Akloye, proudly standing as the lead speaker from Roseville International High School. And I'm here to support the motion online education can replace traditional classroom learning. I'm not just here to defend it with conviction. Stand boldly, brilliantly, and unapologetically to say yes it should, not just because it can, but because it must. Not because it's fancy, not because it's trendy, because it's the only system bold enough, smart enough, and fast enough to meet the needs of our time. Tell me, should a junior child miss out because school is miles away? Why should a flood, a strike, or a traffic jam pause a child's future? Why should we 21st century minds into a 19th century mood? Let's start with the simplest truth: accessibility. Classrooms are stuck to one spot, but online education, it travels a lot. According to UNESCO, 244 million children were locked out of schools in 2023 because they were lazy, but because they were born into poverty, distance, or war. Traditional schooling says, come to us. Online learning will come to you in buses, in villages, in borrowed Wi-Fi zones. While the world paused during pandemics, online learning pressed play. Why build one school when you can build across a nation? Why stop at the gate when a world of knowledge awaits? And why my co-debaters might say, what about bad networks? What about cuts? My reply, because of today's glitch, do we abandon planes because the runway has a scratch? Online learning is already adapting. Solar technology, offline apps, radio raps, voice notes, and many more. We don't ditch innovation, we build inclusion, because evolution waits for no institution. Similarly, let's talk about cash, the splash, the stash, and the clash. Traditional schools break budgets, bricks, blocks, blackboards, and many more. Online learning opens a digital door. One course, 10,000 minds. One app, 1 million fines. The World Bank says we save 60% per learner. That's not just cheaper. It's cleaner, keener, and far leaner. Why spend more to teach less when online learning multiplies progress, not stress? Furthermore, let's unwrap the beauty of learning your way. Some fast, slow. Some need silence, some need flow. Traditional schooling says one pace, one place, one way. If you are fast, you are bored. If you are slow, you are lost. But online learning says pause, rewind, repeat, or race ahead. It's okay. EdTech Digest reports 40% better comprehension with online learning. That's not fantasy. That's flexibility. And it's the formula for the future. In addition, let's look at the real scoreboard, the job market. Have you ever wondered why employers tag most Nigerian graduates unemployable? Because employers want coders, creators, communicators, collaborators. But the old classroom still tests handwriting and diagram labels. While online learning teaches Python, podcast, and problem solving. In 2022, 40% of Nigerian tech professionals were self-taught online. So if jobs are born from Zoom, YouTube, and Udemy, why are we still measuring success in chalk campaign? So let me ask one last time. Honorable judges, are we choosing tradition over transformation? brilliant opponents, are we shielding blackboards while the world beams with bright? Traditional learning support close these doors to floods, strikes, and dreams. But online learning opens borders, opens futures, opens minds. Education is no longer trapped in timber and tiles. It is now flying on fiber optic nails. Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful. And today, the sharpest edge and latest version of that weapon is digital. It's wireless. Steve Jobs declared, the people crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who actually do. Well, I, Justina Chloe, I'm that crazy, I'm that bold, and I'm broadcasting that truth to you. Traditional schooling trained us to copy. Online learning trains us to create. Traditional schooling helped us memorize. The future helps us to maximize. That classroom doesn't have a door. It has a password. And to those still unsure, if knowledge is power, and power today is wireless, then education must be too. Online learning isn't coming. It's here, and it's unstoppable. Thank you.
The first speaker from the opposing school, please.
Let me start with a simple question. If online education can replace traditional classroom learning, why do we still build schools, hire teachers, and send students there every day? Honest, online education is helpful, flexible, accessible, and has kept education going in tough times like the isn't the traditional classroom altogether? That is step too far. Before I go further, let me give honors to those who deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, accurate timekeeper, fellow debaters, standing before you is the president of Babala Fatima Oluwa, a student of the distinguished high school, Oshogo Grammar School. Today, we are gathered to discuss a crucial issue that affects us all, especially the students. The motion before us is online education can replace traditional classroom learning. I stand before you today to argue against this motion. Education, from a philosophical lens, is more than just learning facts. Education is a process of shaping an individual to think critically, act virtuously, and contribute to society. According to Aristotle, education is essential for human flourishing and engagement. According to Richard Peters, education is the transmission of knowledge and the development of the mind. Philosophically, learning is the development of mind, enabling self-consciousness and dignity, as suggested by thinkers like Marshall Nussbaum. Plato viewed learning as the collection of innate knowledge, recollecting what the soul already knows. While online education offers convenience and accessibility, it cannot replicate the depth, quality, and human experience of traditional classroom learning. Education is not merely the transmission of information. Education is a process of social, emotional, and intellectual development, which is best nurtured through face-to-face. Furthermore, learning is not just about downloading information into our brain. Learning is a process of asking questions, sharing ideas, and learning from people around us in the class that happens naturally. Online, we sit alone, often on mute, staring at the screen. That's not learning together, that's learning alone. Moving on, in a physical class, a teacher can observe the non-verbal cues such as confusion or distraction and adapt their teaching style accordingly. Online platform has reduced this ability, which leads to a loss in personalized attention and mentorship, which is very critical for most students' academic and emotional well-being. Taking it further, let's talk about access. Not everyone has access to a quiet room, a good internet connection, or even a laptop. Online education has made learning critical for students who are already facing challenges, while traditional classroom has given everyone the same access to the same resources, such as book, lab equipment, and even a place to focus. Building on this, not objects can be taught properly online. Let's think of science laboratory, arts class, and sports. You can't perform a science experiment properly online. You can't wait in our class or even perform sports. These things need space, time, and real life experience, something you can't just get through a screen. Also, let's think about focus. In a class, the teacher is right there. You are with your friends. It's easier to stay motivated. Online, one moment you are in class, the next you are scrolling through social media or YouTube. We have all been there. Let's be honest. How many of us has opened a class tab online while secretly watching videos or texting. It is easier to stay motivated online. There is a routine, a schedule, and people who can help you stay on track. In-person learning has given students the opportunity to engage in spontaneous discussion, debate, and collaborate group work items, things that are often limited or less effective in virtual formats. Supporters of online education highlight its flexibility and advancements. While it is true that online education is convenience, convenience alone is not the subtitle for quality, engagement, and depth of learning. Technology should supplement, not replace the classroom experience. Technology should supplement, not replace the classroom experience. I'm not saying online education is useless. It has its place. It's a great tool. That's just it. A tool, not a total replacement. On this basis, I'll be concluding my stance that while online education is a valuable supplement to traditional classroom learning, it cannot replace the traditional classroom experience. The essence of learning lies deeply in human experience, social interaction, and public engagement, which is best realized in a traditional classroom settings. To achieve this, we need we need to enhance traditional classroom experience for all. Thank you.
Evolution is unfolding before our eyes. One where learning is no longer confined by walls, timetables, or even borders. The chalkboard is being replaced by the screen, and classrooms have gone from 4 walls to the entire world. Standing on existing protocol well established by my chief speaker, I, Jemima Oladeji from Rossville International High School, rise as the second speaker, supporting the motion can replace traditional classroom learning. And let me be clear, this is not a distant dream. It's already happening. From virtual classrooms in Lagos to coding boot camps in California, the shift is real, powerful, and unstoppable. While my first speaker has skillfully addressed accessibility and personalization online learning provides, go further to show that this digital transformation is not only possible, but practical, affordable, and proven to work even in the most challenging circumstances. Let's dive into learning without breaking the bank. Traditional learning can be expensive. School fees, transportation, uniform, textbooks, infrastructure. But online drastically reduces or even eliminates most of the cost. Because with platforms like Khan Academy, Coursera, and now Nigeria's National University, students can access thousands of free or low-cost courses using just a mobile phone. According to the World Bank, online learning can cut education costs by up to 60% per student, which is making it more sustainable for families and governments. Moving on, online learning is self-paced and skill-based learning. In traditional classrooms, students often have to follow a fixed timetable all day long, regardless of how fast or how slow they learn. Online learning allows learners to go at their own pace and focus on skills that matter to them. For instance, a student who wants to become a web developer does not need to wait for the school to offer the subject. He or she can go online, take a certified coding course, and start building websites immediately. In fact, most professionals today are earning certifications from Google, IBM, and Microsoft through online platforms, reducing the need for years of physical classroom attendance. In the same vein, online learning guarantees limitless learning beyond the physical classroom. Online learning doesn't just open doors, it removes walls. Learning can happen anywhere, anytime, making it more ideal for modern lifestyles. A good system works when it is perfect. A great system works when there is crisis. To illustrate, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when over 1.6 billion learners were affected by school closure, according to UNESCO 2020, online learning became the only lifeline. Countries that invested in online learning, like Estonia and Finland, maintained consistent academic progress through digital platforms. Over 60% of students worldwide engage in one form of digital learning or another, proving that it's not only possible, but scalable and effective as well. Mr. Chairman, respected judges, timekeeper, opponents, and esteemed audience, the evidence is clear, the reality undeniable. Online learning isn't just a substitute. It's a stronger, smarter, and more scalable solution to education in the 21st century. It breaks the chains of geography. It meets learners where they are. It evolves with technology and prepares them for the world ahead. We have proven it is cost-effective, We have proven it is cost-effective, personalized, and resilient in times of crisis, from virtual science labs to professional coding courses. Online learning has proven it can do what traditional classrooms cannot. So I ask you now, why cling to a model that is limited when we have one that is limitless? For a future that is inclusive, innovative, and truly global, online learning must not only be embraced, it must replace the outdated systems we've outgrown. Thank you.
All protocols duly observed. My name is Alabi Boloratife. In addition to what the first speaker had said, online platform also refers to social media. It is a networking platform where people share information, get engaged. Where people share information, get engaged, and communicate. While classroom can be defined as a place where students get learn, educated, and share ideas. Although some may argue that online platforms give access to information. Many secondary school students use online platforms to make research, like Google, Meta AI, ChatGPT, and all other browsing platforms. In olden days, phones were not used by students. They based on physical education. They use their brain to provide solution to a problem. In this modern age of information, students depend on artificial intelligence, which has a great effect on their academic performance. First, let's consider social interaction. Where attitude is being defined as a learning orientation or development, which has a tendency respond to favorably or unfavorably discussion, according to Rochester in the year 1968. Education is not only about acquiring knowledge, it is also about learning how to communicate with others and learn with others. Online platforms do not give access to this as limit learning on traditional classroom. Traditional classrooms enable students to focus, to encourage on what they are doing. Furthermore, let's consider social value and economic level. This offer inequality access to students. Online platform assume that every student are engaged or have equal access to resources and materials, which is far from truth. Traditional classrooms offer equal access facilities, teachers to all students, which make learning easier and faster in traditional classrooms. Shifting focus. Let's focus on human well-being and human health. Extend time on screen can lead to eye blood, eye strain, and poor posture. In traditional classrooms, it provides movement, structure, and development in the class. Before learning can take place, we must consider these three learning domains, which are psychomotor domain, cognitive domain, and affective domain. Cognitive domain is based on human thinking, emotions, and how students can engage in class. Proceeding to affective domain. Affective domain. Affective domain focuses on emotions, well-being, and students' engagement in classrooms. Stepping forward to psychomotor domain, that deals with the aspects of movement, pragmatic and doing in the classroom. What is learned or seen in a traditional classroom can be practicalized. Perception in the classrooms. More so, time allocated to online platforms are limited. Traditional classrooms offers 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours 2 hours lesson in a class, but online classes they offer like 30 minutes, which if I may ask my co-debater, how can a student learn fast in this learning system? It is impossible. Students are not able to engage and understand what they have been taught. In conclusion, online platform offer conveniences and flexibility to students. Thank you.
It is well.
All right. Thank you to both parties. Let's have the supporting speaker for their rebuttal, please.
So, standing on existing protocol. So, my opponents have said online learning causes screen addiction, eye pain, anymore. But many people spend hours on gossip on their phones, learning TikTok dances, watching Netflix, yet no one banned them. Because the last time I checked, no one banned fire because it burned someone. We learned how to use it and we lit up the world. Now that we are using online learning to learn, why are we panicking? When we use it so many times to watch films on Netflix, videos on TikTok, and gossip and chat for hours. And now, my opponents also talked about socialization. If we are in a traditional classroom setting, you only interact with the people around you, with the people you see every day of your life. But with online learning, you interact with new people every single day. You can be here in Nigeria and be interacting with someone in Canada, be talking, gisting, and study together. And also, they talked about teacher interaction. Are you telling me that a teacher that has at least 60 students in a class can actually take care of every single student's needs without ignoring one at all? In a traditional classroom setting, where there is always a rush to finish the syllabus, online learning removes all that, and make sure that students get everything their own pace. They can pause, repeat, rewind, or even raise their head if they are very smart. So, judges, if the future is already here, why are we still dragging our heels in dust? Online education isn't coming. It's already here. It isn't coming. It's already here. So I'll enjoin you to support me in this motion that online learning can, should, and absolutely must replace traditional classroom learning. Thank you.
The opposing side, let's have a rebuttal, please.
Let me start with a simple question. Artificial intelligence replace human labor in Nigeria? No. When artificial intelligence cannot replace human labor in Nigeria, then definitely online education cannot also replace traditional classroom learning. Standing on the existing protocols, my name is Abla Fatima Aluoluwa. The supporters of online education highlight that online education is flexible and convenient. Yes, it's flexible. You can learn from home at your own pace. Convenience doesn't mean better. Just because something is easier doesn't mean it teaches you more. Many students struggle to stay motivated without structure, and flexibility can easily lead to procrastination. They also highlight that technology is more engaging. Yes, online education can be fun and interactive, but a flashy app or a video cannot replace the human experience that a student has with a teacher who understands their concern. Teacher doesn't just teach, they inspire, guide, and support. No software can do this. They also say online education is the future. It may be part of the future, but it cannot replace the classroom experience. Even in top universities and companies, in-person learning and training still matters. Why? Because of real communication, teamwork and hands-on skill can't be developed through the screen alone. They also highlight that online education is affordable. It may be affordable for those with the right access and stable internet connection. For many students in the rural or low-income area, online education is not affordable. It's not even possible. A traditional classroom learning provides everyone with the same playing field. With the same playing field, an online platform can't. So yeah, online education is helpful. It makes us learn more, but it cannot replace the social interaction, structure, and real-life experience a classroom offers us every day. Thank you.
Well, that has been something. Thank you all for making your points known. Thank you all for putting forth your points. We would like to deliberate on the scores now. The points, for the final results. And while we are doing that, there would be sorry for that. Yes, we would like to hear from the audience also. We would like them to come forward and state their points for or against, because it wouldn't be fair if someone in the audience has a contrary or a better opinion, let me say. So we would like you all from the podium to just go to your seats. We will call you, or you'll be called again to speak, to make your speech for topics that will be chosen by yourselves. But before that, anyone from the audience, please. Step forward if you have your points ready with you. We would like to hear you, please.
Standing on the existing protocol is King Josiah Shola from the esteemed Kings and Queens Academy. And I'm here in support of the motion, online education can replace traditional learning. As Nelson Mandela wisely said, education is the strongest weapon that can change the world. And today, that weapon is digital. Traditional learning has a major flaw. It often relies on outdated methods, while online education is actively preparing students for the real world by teaching them digital literacy, time management, and independent thinking. For example, Keisha Omilana, a Nigerian entrepreneur, completed a business certification through Harvard Online while successfully running her own company. That's the kind of literacy, that's the kind of flexibility and relevance that traditional system cannot match. As Steve Jobs once said, innovation distinguishes a leader from a follower. And right now, online education is leading. Some may mention internet or electricity issues. Valid points, yes. But those are infrastructural problems, not flaws in online education itself. And with broadband and mobile data expanding fast in Nigeria, these barriers are fading. Should we pause progress just because it's not perfect? No. We fix what's broken and move forward. The world is digital, and so should education. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful points made. Anyone else, please? Okay.
All protocols duly observed. My name is Oyedele Dokas from the Prestige Secondary School, Oshogbo Grammar School, opposing the motion that online education can replace traditional classroom learning. While online education can offer flexibility, accessibility, and technological innovation, I tell you, it cannot fully replace traditional classroom learning. Let me start by what is traditional classroom learning. Traditional classroom learning is a structured educational approach. For students to learn is a physical classroom setting which focus on face-to-face interaction between the teacher and the student. To elaborate on this, lack of social interaction and emotional development is one of the challenges faced in online learning. Human interaction is essential in learning, especially for children and young adults. Traditional classroom learning promotes peer-to-peer communication, group work, emotional intelligence, and social skills. Online education can lead to isolation, which can affect the student's mental health and social motivation. Furthermore, in online education, not all students have access to technologies. In traditional classroom learning, students have equal access to learning tools, textbooks, and resources. In conclusion, online classes is a valuable boost to learning, especially during the case of COVID-19 pandemic. But traditional classroom learning cannot be replaced due to the depth, richness, and human connection provided by the classroom teaching learning. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Do we have anyone else? Okay.
Standing on the existing protocol, I would like to start with the story of a man. Standing on the existing protocol, I would like to start with the story of a man. This man was less an average student. Okay, he was lesser than an average student, but he came from a traditional classroom. This man is mind-blowing and a mentor to so many. And this man is all we all do know. This is Ben Carson, to be honest with you. Traditional classroom has provided us with something important. It has replaced an open mind. And this is because online learning do provide accessibility, flexibility, and some other things. But I feel traditional classroom is just like a face-to-face communication. Reason be that education is a tool. It shouldn't be a tool for an end, but should be a tool for an empowerment. We all know that Asia is the largest continent with the highest illiteracy rate, but Nigeria has something to offer. If we all can look at the economic concerns of Nigeria, we feel that illiterates, and I do manage their workshop, and Ade says, but we feel that these things that we do see, this cultism, the rate of cultism increasing each day, is as a result of illiterates. And we feel that these people are leaders of tomorrow, and we should be there for leaders of tomorrow, because education has given you an opportunity to say, I'm standing here and I'm going to shape in my destiny. The teachers are there. Education is providing them with employment. But if we are to replace online education with traditional classroom, it's like neglecting the works of teachers, because it runs in their vein to teach, because they are mothers and fathers who should be shaping our destiny. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone else is coming. Let's.
Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Olola Gomba Jayola. I stand here before you to firmly support the motion. The motion should the motion, should online education replace traditional classroom learning? I say yes. Why? Online education is flexible and accessible. Flexible in what sense? You can learn you can acquire knowledge from anywhere, and anytime you want as a student. It is accessible in this way. For the disabilities, like the students who have disabilities with them, people who can walk, who can see or do something, them going to schools will affect their physical well-being. Can go to school, but when they stay at home, have their phone, have their laptops, they can acquire knowledge at their comfort, which makes it flexible and accessible. And also cost effectiveness. Online is cost effectiveness. It reduces cost associated with infrastructures and transportation and other expenses, which make it more affordable options for students. Up-to-date content. Online education, the most up-to-date content and research in the field, in students' field of ensuring them to stay current and competitive. Overall, online offers a range of benefits and advantages that make it attractive alternative to traditional classroom learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. For those, okay. Let's have the last person, please.
Standing on this existing protocol is King Awe Emmanuel Tobiloba from the Esteemed Kings and Queens Academy. And I'm here to back up what my colleague have said. Online learning can be ideal for students who cannot attend traditional learning classrooms because of financial and geographical limitations. Online learning can be beneficial in the following ways. 1, ICT and information and technology, business and management, personal well-being and wellness. Imagine an individual who is working and still wants to continue further his or her education. Online learning supersedes traditional learning in this situation because traditional learning institutes set class schedules and it may be challenging to balance with working schedules. According to a survey conducted by the Human Resources Management, 79% of human resources professionals hire people with online degrees in the past years. In conclusion, online learning can be a helpful and a convenient option for access to a wider range of courses and an opportunity to learn important technological skills. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Please, let's give them a round of every speaker. They all try. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now, I told you earlier that we have an impromptu debate speech. So we want each participant, the chief speaker for each schools, to come and pick at random. These are the topics to one here, chief speaker for each schools to come and pick. Okay. The Kings and Queen, Oshobo Grammar School, Roseville International. So prepare for like 15 minutes. Just prepare for 15 minutes and come back. All right. Please, there will be a short break. You can go and ease yourself or do another thing. I will be back. 15 minutes. Welcome back. Can we have all the chief speakers from each schools to come? Please clap for them as they are coming. Chief speaker from Trove, Roseville International, Oshogbo Grammar School, and Kings and Queen Academy. Please keep clapping, keep clapping. We'll start with the kings and queen, with the first chief speaker. A round of applause for her.
Standing on the existing protocol is Queen.
Wait, please. By the way, you all have 3 minutes to state your point. Thank you.
Standing on the existing protocol is Queen Aisha Takombi, a Royal Highness from the esteemed Kings and Queens Academy. And I'm here standing in favor of the motion. Social media has done more harm than good. We live in an age where we communicate, learn, and connect through social media apps like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. But it is doing more harm to us than good. Let's begin with emotional well-being and mental health. Studies have shown that institutions like University of Pennsylvania have created a link between excessive social media, which leads to depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and loneliness, especially from teenagers and young adults. Also, comparison in culture. People often compare themselves to social media content creators, leading to low self-esteem or inadequacy. Let's begin with the story of Amaka. Amaka is she's a social media content creator. She spends all her time scrolling on social media, checking notifications, comments, and likes, leaving her books behind. She always posts herself with flawless pictures, vacations on beach, and places living fake life all around. But one day she mistakenly sent a picture of herself unfiltered and natural. Then different kind of comments keep flooding in. She's so fat, she's so ugly, this and that. She locked herself in the room, started crying, and had very serious depression. Also, social media have caused cyberbullying among schools. According to Pew Research Center in the US, about 53% of students have depression due to cyberbullying. Also, spread of misinformation and fake news. Fake news often spread faster and broadly than truth. Especially in places like politics, health, and lifestyle. For example, during the Ebola pandemic, when they urged citizens of the country to bath themselves with salt water, which causes skin reaction and led many people hospitalized. And even we have hearing many cases of our former president, Buhari, who would have been alleged dead, which is not true, and that is the spread of fake news. It also causes reduce in academic performance, and workplace performance. People often spend their time scrolling on social media, checking notification, views, likes, and all, leaving their work. Example, there's an example in a family of 3. Once again, by nomenclature, I remain Queen Aisha Takombi. Thank you.
Let's have the treasure.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, incorruptible panel of judges, ever-listening audience, my co-debaters, and my ever-listening and my ever-accurate timekeeper. My name is Sharada Angela Lura, a student from the remarkable Trove schools. I would like to support the motion that states technology is a blessing. Yes, technology is a blessing because technology has provided information on healthcare, market opportunities, and education, empowering Nigerians to make informed decisions. Now, let me break this down. Technology has helped in the educational sector because it creates online learning platforms like Khan Society, Google Classroom, and so much more. This helps in the learning sector, and it makes learning easier. Also, technology has helped with agriculture. Technology has helped in agriculture because of these tractors. The tractors they use in agriculture is from technology. Without technology, we won't be able to stream this debate because of the cameras and the microphones. They are all from technology. Technology is in fact a blessing. It's a blessing has its challenges, but technology has done more good than harm. So I urge you to support this motion that states technology is a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaking on different topics. So we have Roseful International School.
Standing on existing protocol, I'm Akilue Justina. Here to speak for the motion, books are better teachers than people. Let me first define the key terms. Books are text, either written or digital, that help to educate students or other people. While teachers are human beings who mentor, guide, and teach students on various fields of study. A teacher might get tired, might get frustrated, might roll their eyes at a dull student. But a book never gets tired. A book never gets frustrated. A book is always there. A teacher doesn't follow you home. A book does. If the comfortable time in which you assimilate is 1 a.m., your books are always there with you. But your teachers cannot be in your house at 1 a.m. It's impossible. Books are an island of limitless knowledge. You can get the knowledge, the poetry of Shakespeare, Chinua Achebe, intelligence of Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and many people which you might never meet in your life. Let's take the case study of Mr. Bazooka. He is a teacher. He doesn't come to class regularly. He skips school at least 2 times a week. He doesn't come to class when it is his period. Then he comes to interrupt other teachers' period, claiming to have forgotten that he had a period. Also, imagine a girl. She is saddened, sitting under a tree because she failed a test. Her friends don't understand. Her teachers don't understand. But then she opened a book, and magic happened. The book didn't shout at her. The book didn't roll its eyes at her. The book opened, and it taught her a lot. Books are always there, and the island of vast knowledge. Books are available. They don't go on maternity leaves. They are never tired. They don't take rest and many more. Teachers might go for all this, but a book is always there with you. It is therefore obvious, with these points of mind, that books are definitely better teachers than people who have human errors as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have the last chief speaker from Oshogbo Grammar School. A round of applause.
Standing on the existing protocols, my name is Babala Fatima Anuolua. I am here to support the motion on leaders are born, not made. A leader is a person who inspire, guide, and influence others towards making a goal, the same goals. Towards making the same goal. A leader is by heart. A leader is by heart. A leader is by heart. A leader is a servant to all, and you can find a leader at all levels, not at the official levels alone. Leader is by heart, not by badge. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Over to the judges.
Well. It has been quite an interesting one. And please, a round of applause from the audience. I would like to commend the speakers for their concerted effort to bring forth points in arguments for and against, in support and in opposition of topics that were given to them. And that's very, very commendable. While moving on, I would like that my co-judges give their corrections and recommendations before we announce our final results here on the table with us. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Sawini.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma.
You've all done well, and I must commend you all for that. Please, let's appreciate all the debaters. Well, I don't have much to say, but I only have few corrections to make. First is this. One of the speakers said, online education cultivates independency. It is not online education cultivates independency, but online education cultivates independence. Also, one of the speakers said, they learn from each other. It should be they learn from one another. When you are talking of each other, it has to do with two persons. Each other has to do with two persons, but when we have more than two persons, then it should be one another. Also, we have three domains. We have the psychomotor domain, we have the cognitive domain, and we have the affective domain. But one of the speakers kept saying affiliative domain, which is wrong. It is affective domain. So whenever you go out for a debate competition or for any speech, make your voice audible and make it clear enough for the judges. Also, we have towards making the same goal. There is nothing like towards making the same goal. It is towards achieving the same goal. So you cannot make use of A and D with goal. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. All right, like my co-judges have appreciated the speakers, I would also like to appreciate you all. It takes a whole lot to get your topic, get facts, and come up on stage to convince us to see from your own perspective. And for that, please let's give them a round of applause, please. All right, so I'll be making few corrections. There's a topic called Concord in English language, and what's the basic rule to our speakers? Agreement, subject agreements, and the verb agreement. And the basic rule is that a singular verb takes what? Takes S, while a plural verb doesn't take S. All right, so I had one of the speakers said, thousands of buses carries children. What should be the correct one? What should be the correct verb there? Carry, all right. And then another one, when you make use of auxiliary verb as, have, had, the next verb that comes in should be perfective. So when you say, I have taken some steps, it should rather be, I have taken some steps. And then when the chief judge was about to start, he mentioned originality. Under originality, we scored you speakers on how original you were with your point. At a point, one of the speaker was so evident that the speaker crammed and was trying to recollect her point. So I would advise that for subsequent competitions, you try as much as possible to make your point part of you and not crammed. Are we together? Also, would you not make use of abbreviations? I know Nigerian English, the inflation of Nigerian English, I will say us. So instead of saying us, try as much as possible to make your language formal. So instead of saying horse, you say holiday, right? A big well done to you. Thank you.
Is that for the judges? We can do more. Please, a round of applause. Okay, thank you. And I am surprised that before the judges this morning, okay, we are in the afternoon. Thank you. Before the judges this afternoon, we have only ladies or girls represented. Okay. And it's quite surprising because as the only male on the judges' table, I don't have any representative. Yes. Where are the guys?
They're warming up.
Okay, you are warming up for the next session. No problem. We would expect you in our debate 2.0, and it will be massive. So go and prepare. Prepare ahead. From my side, or from me, I have recommendations also. Pragmatics is called pragmatics, not what the speaker said. I don't quite recollect what the speaker said, but pragmatics is pragmatics. Did we get the pronunciation? Pragmatics. I think it was when the speaker from Oshogbo High School was speaking. Also, one of the recommendations I have before me today, is what I have been repeating and what I will yet repeat this afternoon. Let's know where your punctuations are when you are speaking. Every one of you faltered on that. Because while you were bringing forth the topic, you were introducing the topic to us, you didn't help us see where your topic started from. I'm here to support the motion. The intonation goes up. You were only saying, I'm here to support the motion. This. No. Help us see where your punctuations are with your tone. And I would like to also state this, that you all were clear with your points. And interestingly enough, your arguments add basis, add foundation, although most of you who spoke were veering off context. Your arguments add basis, but you were not in your points. When I say that, I mean that you were not giving us the points from an emotional point of view. You were not emotional about it. You wanted to, it was as if you were in a haste to get your points across. Just get it across and leave the stage. That was what I was saying. I'm a content writer, and one thing about stories, I saw that most of you employ that today, and it's plausible. One thing about stories is the emotions that comes with it. One thing about story or storytelling is the emotion that comes with it. I mean, a whole lot of emotions, different or varieties of emotions. It may be the empathy. It may come as sadness, you know. You may evoke that feeling of sadness in someone, and then you just climax it and put that person at a point where the reader is seeing your perspective. Am I communicating? So, in as much as you are speaking to an audience, you have someone listening to you, you want to carry the person along, not only with your points, with your facts, but also as emotional beings that we are, we love to be in the story. Do you get that? Am I clear? Did you get that? Okay, good. So, yes. Someone called drastically, dramatically. It's not dramatically, it's drastically. You were in a haste from the kings and queen. You were in a haste. And also, someone said this while making a point that we are really focusing on. We are really focusing. I'm trying to get the exact. Sorry, I'm trying to get the exact sentence. But you said are really focusing on. It's not are really focusing on, but it's focused on. Because the point, as I can remember in my memory, I can't bring it into words now. It's something that has happened, and you are reporting a speech. And something else I want to point out is the context. Yes, I remember now. Thank you. The context of your speech or the context of your argument was only in the past and in the present. You were stating the past, giving us facts, beautiful, but you were only in the past and in the present. You were scratching the surface of the future, but you were not going into it. The topic is online education is or can replace traditional classroom learning, right? You were not giving us a futuristic perspective. You were only scratching the surface. Oh, this is what it could do, this is that. When next you present points, please help us see the future. For or against, whichever one is your opposite, please let's see the future with you. And lastly, it closes the, yes, I'll state this before the last one, sorry. It said, give honors to whom honor is due. It's give honor, it's a collective there. It's not give honors. It's not as if you are awarding a degree. Do you get it? Hope you learned something. It's not as if you are awarding a degree. If you want to award a degree, you award honors. But when it is, or when it comes to regard, respect, then it is honor. It's not in the plural, it's like a noun. Because it's a thing, yes, it's an abstract noun. Lastly, it closes the doors. It closes the doors there. When I can't remember exact sentence you were trying to make there, but I pointed that out. It closes the doors. It, as my co-judge stated, use the singular for the singular verb, the singular subject, singular verb, then plural. But here it closes the door or close the doors. So that's all from my hand. And now we'll be announcing the results. And we are back. Yes, sorry for the pause. We had to deliberate on some things. Now to the announcements. From the speeches made by the chief speakers from each competing school, our judgment was based on the fluency, the flow of ideas in grammar. We have reached a conclusion, and the best speaker for the speech session, for the impromptu speech session, is Justina Akelui from Roseful High School. Yes, all others have tried also, and that does not mean you didn't try, as I've said earlier. You all have done your best. It was impromptu, but we had criteria. Yes, when the excuse me, when the time comes for the award, you'll be awarded. So we'll go right into the main events. The announcement of the results for the schools. I'll be starting from the fourth school on our list. A round of applause for Oshogbo High School. Oshogbo Grammar School, sorry. With 57.5 points. The third is Roseful High School with 64.5 points. A round of applause, please. The first runner-up is Kings and Queen Academy with 68.3 points. And the first place goes to Treasure Trove Secondary School with 69.6 points. So, that brings us to the end of debate 1.0 inter-school debate competition. Thank you all.
All right, thank you very much for your patience. We'll go straight to the presentations. Excuse me. All right. All right. Can I ask the participant, the best speaker for the impromptu speech? Can we have? All right, please. So from our baby food, we are giving you this. A round of applause for camera. All right, thank you very much. While we wait for the presentation for others, can we have participants from that Oshogbo Grammar School, please? Can you come forward? Let's give them a round of applause. Oshogbo Grammar School participant, please, can you come forward? Please, once again, can we appreciate, you have done excellent work from the first. All right. Camera. Please, I want you to appreciate them once again. They have done excellent work. Please, our guests would like to snap with them. Thank you. And thank you. Right, while we are still waiting for our all right, let's welcome Roseful. That's the second runner-up. Again, can we have the Roseful participant from Roseful? Let's give him a round of applause. All right, thank you. Once again, give them a round of applause. On behalf of Edu TV Nigeria, we are presenting this to Roseful International School. They have done excellent work from the first round of this debate and to the final round. Thank you very much. So we'll be getting your details for
the cash transfer. Thank you very much. All right, I would like to welcome our guests from Oroki Crystal Club. Thank you for the presentation of the first runner-up for Kings and Queen Academy. Can you please come forward? So this is coming from Oroki Crystal Club. Can we have the Roots Kings and Queen Academy? Can we have participants from Treasure Trove School for the champions? All right, I would like the judges to join me on the front so we can do this together, please. I would not want to do this alone. Yes, the coach from Treasure Trove also. Judges, can you come forward? Please hold it for the end. All right. On behalf of Edu TV Nigeria, I award this check to Treasure Trove as the winner of Edu TV Debate 1.0. Oh! All right. All right, thank you very much. I would like, okay.
Thank you. Once again, I am Engineer Muidin Bello, an ex-student of Oshogo Grammar School. I'm particularly glad to see them competing favorably with private school. So on this note, I want to call the two participating students to come forward. I'm actually here in my capacity as the president of Oroki Crystal Club. We had similar competition like this that spanned for a month last year. We'll be repeating another one this year. Oshogo Grammar School came first, followed closely by St. Charles Grammar School. Come to this side. And I think the third position goes to Ansarudin Secondary School. So in my capacity as the president of Oroki Crystal Club, as an ex-student of Oshogo Grammar School, I shall be awarding these two hardworking students JAMB scholarship. I'll pay for their JAMB. So just give. Again, on behalf of Oroki Crystal Club, to whom Krista Ademola Adebayo Tomori, who confided the club with me, is equally an ex-student of Oshogo Grammar School. He will be paying their WAEC fees for this year too. You just give Ms. Ajiboye your name. She has my number. Thank you very much. And a round of applause too for the management and staff of Edu TV. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. It has been an awesome journey from the first round to this stage. A lot of things has passed, and really want to appreciate our students, and also, more importantly, and because you understand that this debate go beyond just the settings of the school, it has to do with the what is going on in Nigeria and what he wants you to get involved in this thing. So that's the reason why all these topics were actually coming in. And once again, I want you to give yourself a round of applause, please. Once again, please. All right. For group pictures, we'll be having each of the participants today snapping with the judges and Edu TV team before you go. Thank you very much. Can I have the moderator? Moderator, please. All right, thank you.
Okay, please clap for the first runner-up, second and third. We appreciate everyone, the pupils. You took your time, first round, second round, to the third round, to the grand finale. We thank everyone. No one is a loser. In Edu TV Nigeria, you are all winner. So we thank the teachers, we thank the judges, we thank the pupils, and we thank our listeners. And if you want to watch this, you can like, subscribe, and comment on our comment section. Wish you great. We wish you a safe trip wherever you are. And also, please, do also to engage in learning. Thank you. I want to appreciate our guest from Oroki Krista. Please, a round of applause for him again. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate. For everyone that have waited patiently, we thank every one of you. Thank you and God bless.